Alright guys, so in today's video we install Garagistic's 80A motor mounts and tranny mounts on the e30. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and enjoy things. Happy Sunday. I just stepped on my canard. Alright guys, so first off we're going to start with the transmission mounts since we already have our car up in the air and the transmission is extremely available. The mounts are right in between, or right at the end of the transmission and the beginning of the drive shaft, and all they are is two 13s. Now they're these two guys right here, those on either side, and they're both 13s, and so you need a crescent wrench and a 13mm socket as well, and they come out pretty easy. Now how I've done this in the past is I've put a jack under the transmission just to hold it up. It's pretty sturdy and I have not been crushed by a transmission yet, so it's pretty good. Sweet. So just to make sure that we have room in there, I lifted it up a little bit. Now these bolts are already loosened, or apparently not. They're already pretty loose. So I'm going to finish loosening these bolts, and all you need to do is take out the bottom ones and then loosen the top ones, because you can actually kind of slide it out from the transmission, because where it mounts from the transmission it's like a little fork, and so that bolt just kind of slides in there and then clamps down on it. So we'll get these guys out real quick. Alright, so now I've got these two bolts tightened back down, and I have the tranny mounts as far back than these forks that come off the transmission tunnel as I can get them. I'm gonna let the transmission come down and let it settle on the mounts a little bit, and then we will tighten them down. So now that we're done with the transmission mounts, we're going to get started on the engine mounts.
Look at all that. That is Park.
That is Pat's Acres.
Yeah, right there.
What the heck? There's some weird Pat's Acres on there.
What the hell, dude?
I need a good jack and a big piece of thing.
Speaking of food. Oh, your dad brought tater tots.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, happy good.
Oh, the burger.
So here's what's going down. That was probably a bad idea.
What? You don't have dirt on you. Oh,
I'm scary. And
acne time.
Yeah, seriously. So I've got this big old 4x4. I'm gonna be putting it under the oil pan and then jacking it up just to keep the weight on something other than the motor mounts. Yeah. So that way we can change them safely. So this is the top of the motor mount. There's a bolt here and then a bolt on the underside of it, on the bottom of the subframe. And so I'm going and taking off the top one first, then we will go on the underside and get the bottom one off. For this side you need to finagle it a little bit.
With a big long Jimmy.
With a big Johnny.
Jimmy.
It's a Johnny.
It's a Jimmy.
Alright, so we got the new motor mounts in. They're nice and solid. They look really good. Even though it's a part you'll never see, it's nice to have pretty parts. So they are right here, and as you guys know, there's a bolt up here and a bolt under here. And after you take the old one out, you simply replace it with this one. Some things to watch out for. It's a little bit hard to finagle your way in here, so having swivel extensions is really helpful, and having two people work on it is damn near necessary. If you're an idiot like we are. If you're a competent car guy, you could probably do it.
Yeah.
So the engine and transmission mounts are now in the car. The installation is very easy so long as your old mounts work with you. And they look really nice. They feel really nice, and I'm very excited to see what differences it makes in the car. The engine and the transmission are two pieces that move a whole lot, and with the old soft bushings they're given that room, and with these newer ones it's much stiffer, so I think that the handling will be quite a bit better, and the overall feel of the car will be much stiffer. Very excited to drive with these this weekend, and I will definitely be getting back to you guys on what I think of the bushings. It makes a huge difference. I've driven the car on the track now and a little bit on the street, and it is like day and night. It does wonders for handling. The engine does not move at all, and the transmission feels much better. Like, shifting the car is much better. One thing that I think you should know is if you are installing these engine and tranny mounts, your car is going to develop a little bit of vibrating, so that kind of resonates throughout the body of the car. Now with these 80A motor mounts, they're they're like a street formula, so if you do drive your car every day, you will get used to it. It's not too bad. But if you go with something like their 95A option, it's definitely more geared towards racing, and so the vibrating is going to be much more noticeable. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.
That's the most productive we've been before 1 o'clock.